First, NTRS, Northern Trust. If you see, it was literally what I thought was going to happen. I didn't know it was going to happen all in 1 week and make it all the way up to the 116. But that's literally what we did in 1 week. We went from 107 to 116, and it's almost a perfect rejection, right? It literally touched it perfectly. Let's see. The high of the day, yeah, it down by 2 cents, and then it rolled away or rolled off. What I see this upcoming week, we broke above this, so we're making new highs, making higher lows. I see us come down a little bit, right? Maybe to the 113, and gather some momentum, and then let's try to break out of this 116.58 to try to. We'll probably get rejected around the 117, and then find the support at 116 up to the 120. Unless something completely just terrible in the market and they don't, the politicians argue and they can't figure things out and the world's about to end again for the next couple of weeks. As long as that does not happen, right? What I'm referring to is this and this, right? For the whole month of September, it was basically goodbye, everything's horrible, the world's about to end. And then we start October and everything's back to being okay. So as you see, we have a little bit of support or resistance at our 127. Once we break above the 127, you see the 117. We have some issues around there. See what I'm saying? But once we can get past this teal line, right, the 127, hold that. Like, that's key that we hold that. Then our next goal is to get above the 1797 or 96, whatever that is. And then from there, if we can hold this, I say we're looking for new highs. Now, I'm more or less thinking new highs around Christmas, but don't forget we're having earnings coming up pretty soon. So that could be a telltale sign about what Northern Trust is going to do. FAS, man, as we know, we've been talking about it. If you've watched past episodes, FAS can destroy you if you're not careful. As if you look, we were at 103 just like 2 weeks ago, and now we're at 131. So we've had 30% gain in literally 2 weeks. So just be very careful. Again, FAS is triple leveraged, but I really don't see an issue. Now again, we could come back down a little bit. I think so. I'm making this video again Monday morning, and the market's down 16 points or something like that. I mean, it dropped from nowhere, because when I first woke up at like 1:45, 2 o'clock, it was down 2 points, and now it's down 16 points. So with that being said, I think we're pretty much flushing everybody out. So we'll probably open lower and find some support. And at that point in time, if we find the support, so what I'm saying with FAS, I would say we probably come back down to the 27 area, 25, find some support there, and then up for the races up to our 134 to 139. Now, just be careful. Again, this stock can move, and it can be your best friend or worst enemy all in 2 days. Goldman Sachs. We made a new low, which I don't like well, no, we didn't make a new low. Excuse me. I was looking right here. I didn't see this one. We did not make a new low, which is nice. It doesn't look, we have earnings. When do we have earnings? 10:15. So what? We have earnings coming up this week. Yeah, we have earnings coming up this week. So keep that in mind, right? Keep it in mind. We have earnings coming up. What is this, the 15th? Yep, the 15th. What is that? Oh, I'm sorry. I saw it. Yeah. So what? That's 4 days from now. So I think Friday. Just keep that in mind. Be very careful. I see that we're turning kind of bullish. However, I cannot. we got to get above this 395 area, or this one right here. We hold that, then I'm a little less skeptical. But in all actuality, we need to make a new high or a higher high, which would be taking out the 403. We can take the 403, come back down to the 95, hold the 95, and that is a higher probability buy, just because it's would have proven itself that it wants to go higher, and then came back, found some support, and then let's go higher. But I'm a little nervous that we could get stopped out at the 395 and then kind of roll ourselves back over to 382. KKR. Look at what a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful 3% day Friday was. If you remember, we were kind of juggling below this trend line, right? We're getting kind of stopped out. Then I get Thursday and Friday. Like Thursday popped out above it, jumped above, like basically all the resistance that we had with a nice little gap. Got rejected at, a typical place where it should got rejected. We've had a lot of issues at the 64 area. But then Friday, let's say break out. So I would say pending, we need to bridge this gap right here, which would be 6601, which we're what, 60 or 50 points away? 50 cents, excuse me. Maybe come back down to the 64. We've had a whole bunch of issues right there, that 64.40. But as long as we hold the 64.40, I'm saying we're taking out the 67 and probably before Christmas. Now, BlackRock has been one of the most disappointing stocks, really, because we were doing so lovely at the beginning of early late August. Yeah, literally like the last day of August, second to last day in August. And since then, we have literally just said sayonara, and dropped over 100 points, which I figured we would have stopped here at the 80.90, but we're way down at the 838. And we got earnings coming out, what, Tuesday? No, the 13th, so Wednesday. We got earnings coming out Wednesday. Basically, we lost or we gained everything from earnings and lost it all back from last earnings. Be careful. Be careful. I mean, I see the market coming back higher, but for some reason, BlackRock is just not performing how I want it to, or how it has been performing. So just be very careful. Man, they did it. I don't know if you paid attention. It became 3 o'clock, so they just messed everything up. They switched everything around. I don't know why they did that. Anyways, okay, let's go to Bank of America. Now, Bank of America is doing nice, right? We had our September 20th low of 38, and since then we've basically gone straight up. Kind of like right at the resistance to 786. It's not perfect, but that's probably because I didn't draw my lines perfect. And then we got rejected. I see this maybe come down to that 43.55, and then finding some support and trying to take out our high and a 45.17. However, earnings are coming out on the 14th, so Thursday. So keep that in mind. Depending on, I would kind of stay away from this until after I know what's going on with earnings, but just keep that in mind. Be very, very cautious. Earnings are this week. Let's talk to Chuck. I mean, Chuck seems like he's doing all right. I mean, our September low was around the 67 area 10 points ago, which is massive when it's only a 70-point stock. Great move. This last week was good. We're right at all-time highs, or maybe not all-time highs, but our intermediate all-time highs. I see this, yeah, I'm probably coming back down to the 75.48, finding a little bit of support and some oomph, and then we'll go up to the 78.08 or 78.04, up to the 81. All right, we got TROW price, another disappointing stock. This is very disappointing from kind of like BlackRock, just out of nowhere. It's just nobody. It's just falling out of. It's not a darling anymore. Again, I'd be very, very cautious. It does not look how Bank of America, KKR, talking to Chuck, even Northern Trust. Goldman Sachs was not one that I would really go for either, but even Northern Trust looked good. But this looks like BlackRock, where it's just done, and maybe give it a little bit of time. Now, once it's like stops its selling and finds its support, I don't find anything too wrong with these stocks. I just don't think they're just not in the public eye. But it's excuse me, could be a lot of profit taking. So just bear in mind, watch out for that. Watch for them to find their footings, like really truly find their footings, and then I'd go heavy with them, because I would see. I mean, I don't know how long it will take, but that's why I wouldn't play this with options. I would just buy it outright. But if we can get this kind of going around, then the 224, it would be a target. But right now, path of least resistance looks down. Blackstone. I would kind of say this is like T. Rowe Price and BlackRock. However, no, yeah, gotta give it till we gotta see what's gonna go on Friday, or excuse me, today, Monday. Because we're at a pivotal point. If we can break above this 116 and hold it, then I would say target would be the 119 to the 121. But if we, like Friday, we got rejected. If we get rejected from the 116 again, then I would say path of least resistance is down to the 113, 22.66 area. Now we have earnings on the 21st. We got a whole week, so don't worry about that. But yeah, we really got to get above this 116.93, really more or less the 117 area, and hold it, not just kind of pop above and then get destroyed again. But we do have some gaps, about the 120 to 121, and then the larger gap from 129 to 133. Just keep that in mind. And last but not least, CME. Look at this. Look at this. CME looks like they want to. It looks like it wants to do something, right? We're trying to. We've had some decentness. We got rejected, came back, coming back up, trying to break out. If we can break out here, 206 is target, and we can get a hold of 206, then we're headed up to 215 to 220. There we go. CME finally started to do something. If you remember, since the September low, 185 to 201, that's a decent little move. So just keep in mind, CME looks like they came to the party and ready to dance.